Can you give us the difference between emotional intelligence and social intelligence? And also, what is the place of social intelligence in leadership?
Great question. Can I also add in the spiritual intelligence? Although we just talked
Yeah,
about,
yeah, sure. Yeah,
I want to kind of help folks to understand. So
yeah.
when we talk emotional intelligence as a leader, what we're looking at is we're recognizing and becoming more aware of not only our emotions, but those that we lead and how we regulate and how that impacts decision making and choices. When we talk about the spiritual intelligence piece, like I just mentioned, we're talking about purpose and fulfillment and helping people see a greater sense and a greater understanding that although it includes me, it's not only about me, right? And then when we talk about social intelligence, it's about how we show up in social settings like community. We hear this word a lot now, community, right? Being part of a community, a sense of belonging, having an identity within our either our workplace or within our families or within our communities. So that's when we talk about how do we develop those things, and I'll give you an example. So a leader who is emotionally intelligent, spiritually intelligent, and socially intelligent would show up and recognize that maybe if I have a worker who seems, what some folks might see, not their usual selves, maybe a little bit moody, maybe a little bit quiet, not necessarily tapping into what's wrong, but just the awareness that they may not be operating how they typically operate. So stepping in and checking on them, just checking in, right? It goes a long distance in terms of building community in a sense of rapport and trust in the workplace when people know you care. It's not always just what you do, it's to how you do it and that people know that you care. So that might be them checking in emotionally. The spiritual part is recognizing that they can't contribute if emotionally they're dealing with some different challenges and maybe not know how to navigate them or have an opportunity or platform to share. And then socially is when we recognize that what happens sometimes outside of the workplace, it impacts the workplace. I know often I've heard when I work with organizations, leave work at work and home at home, but that's not actually how it works, right? We don't compartmentalize life, and if sometimes when we do, it's hard to navigate. So this brings out more of an openness, if you will, of dialogue, connection, connectivity, and alignment of leadership, those they're leading, and that awareness. And as I'm a more aware as a leader, I can take action. And whatever those actions might be, it could be just talking to that individual, or it could be actually some things like this is a great thing where things like leadership coaching comes in. This is also where great space where leadership mentorship comes in, having people to tap into to really help navigate not only you, but the workplace, the environment, or your profession.
I like it when organizations they take the three intelligences of their people very seriously and create the environment and invest in this. They are doing a favor not just to the people but also the organization, the bottom line, and the performance of the organization.